The ad on my screen is the same one that's been haunting me for weeks. A gaming streamer and his sidekick mugging at the camera about how smooth the gameplay is because of a new phone. How the old one got recycled on Spinner for 4,000 yuan. Engineer coming to the door. Payment on the spot. It doesn't matter what I'm browsing. Food videos, games, girls dancing, science documentaries. This ad forces itself in, from the most bizarre angles, like a lingering ghost I can't shake. I curse under my breath and stand up to go grab a Coke from the fridge. Stomach empty, takeout still not arrived. Figuring a cold drink will at least settle my nerves. Just as I pop the tab, the world starts spinning. Not metaphorically, literal physical vertigo as if I've been tossed into a tumble dryer, everything stretching and warping. The Coke flies out of my hand and I'm yanked downward by some force I can't resist. Weightless, screaming out some half-formed curse, and then with a thud I slam onto a hard, cold floor hard enough to nearly split my tailbone in 8 pieces. I hiss through the pain, propping myself up, and what my palms touch isn't the familiar floor tiles of my rented room. It's rough, damp, smelling of earth. I look up, pitch black everywhere except for a crystal-like object about a dozen meters above my head, emitting a faint white glow that barely illuminates the space around me. It's a cave, roughly 7 meters aside, maybe 50 square meters, the 4 walls uneven rock, the air thick with dust and mildew. Kidnapping, I think, or did I just drop dead? My pockets come up empty. Phone, wallet, keys, all gone. A cold, emotionless mechanical voice then rings out simultaneously through the cave, and inside my head, welcoming me to the mine tunnel survival game. It explains that every human on Blue Star between 16 and 60 has been teleported to their initial mine tunnel, that physical abnormalities have been healed, that time on Blue Star has been frozen at the moment of teleportation, so my relatives and friends are safe as long as I find a way back. My only goal here is to survive. It lays out the rules. Everyone starts with 50 square meters and an ordinary pickaxe. Air circulation handled by the magic crystal overhead. A new pickaxe refreshes each morning at 8 a.m., and it has a chance of breaking during excavation, after which I cannot dig for the rest of the day. Excavating the walls yields supplies, treasure chests, special items, or monsters. Live or die, there is no exit option. The voice wishes me an enjoyable game, and then it vanishes. I stand stunned for a good 10 seconds. All of humanity. Mine tunnel survival. I pinch my thigh hard and the sharp pain confirms this is real. I force myself to breathe. As a veteran web novel reader, I know this global transmigration trope by heart, and panic won't help. I concentrate, and sure enough a translucent virtual panel appears before my eyes, carrying a handful of simple icons. Attributes, inventory, crafting, chat, trade. The chat icon has a flashing red dot, and there's no way I can resist that, so I click in. 2 channels, world and regional. The world channel is an avalanche of messages scrolling too fast to read. Someone was in the shower, someone thinks this is a massive VR game. Someone else insists it's real because they banged their head against the wall. Someone welcoming the change of pace with glee. Billions of humans dumping panic, confusion, excitement, and despair into one endless feed. I exit and click regional instead. Slower but still chaotic. People asking if anyone from Area B2 is around. Complaining about hunger. Warning about falling rocks. Someone offering protection in exchange for pretty girls. My own ID sits there on the panel. Player Jinmo, serial number B2. 9527. A number that sounds far too familiar. My lip twitches. Better to figure out what I'm actually capable of. I open attributes. Health 160 out of 160 with a note that 0 means death. Sanity 100 out of 100, with hallucinations and dropping stats as it decreases. Strength 8, Agility 9, Constitution 8, Spirit 9, Attack 8 plus 3 from the pickaxe, Defense 0, Luck a question mark. The footnote informs me a normal healthy adult Blue Star male sits at 10 across the board. Constitution and Strength both 8. I can't even reach average. My life as a sub-healthy shut-in has been digitized, and I figured the only reason agility and spirit nudged higher was years of surfing the web and dodging my landlord. A hell mode starting point, I think, trying to find humor in the misery. Then the mechanical voice returns, announcing that deployment is complete and the talent system is now open. That talents are miracles and variables, and my only reliance, ranked S through F, and I'm to open the talent treasure chest before me to awaken my destiny. A palm-sized chest materializes in front of me. Talent. This is the key, the capital every web novel protagonist uses to turn the tables. Weak stats don't matter if the talent is top tier. Even a handcart can drive on the highway. I open the chest immediately, and a rotating spinner appears as the system announces the extraction is underway. While it spins, I watch the chat channels melt down. Faster reactors than me crowing and sobbing in tandem. D-rank night vision, C-rank plant affinity with a joke about befriending moss. F-rank hair volume doubling on someone already going bald. D-rank precise throwing from someone without so much as a rock to throw. Most pulls are D and F. C-rank draws envy. The F-ranks are bizarre participation prizes like ventriloquism mastery, cold resistance plus 5%, soul hardening. Then 3 dazzling golden banners occupy every chat interface. A global announcement congratulates player A104556 for awakening the S-rank talent elemental control. Midwinter, player S580002 for sword heart clarity, and player M31415 for Genetic Berserk. Each rewarded a special structured treasure chest and declares the top 3 S-rank slots filled. The chat erupts, a royal flush at the start, the Hulk, an Archmage rhythm, envy leaking sideways. The gap between people is suddenly wider than the gap between people and dogs. I curse at my still rotating spinner internally, asking why it's so slow. The wheel finally comes to rest on the C region. A plain white beam of light zips into my forehead, and the system congratulates me on awakening the C-rank talent recycle. Able to recycle tools, structures, equipment, and other items with a chance to return basic raw materials. Original item lost if recycle fails. My heart sinks. C-rank junk collecting. Dismantling a worn pickaxe for a piece of scrap iron and a stick of wood, and it might not even succeed. Like scratching a lottery ticket and reading "thank you for playing." Heaven wants me dead, I think, and resign myself to checking the talent page just to see how pathetic the entry is. The moment I open it, the text displaying recycle distorts into meaningless garbled code. I start to wonder if the system is glitching, and the next second a logo I would know anywhere. A red recycling symbol made of 2 arrows pops into view, followed by a cheerful ding in electronic synthesized voice, nothing like the cold mechanical tone. Overflowing with salesman enthusiasm. A suitable host has been detected. It announces the spinner recycle system is binding, 10/50/99, binding successful, and congratulates me on obtaining the unique talent spinner recycle. Before I can react, a palm-sized fiery red cartoon phone projection zips out of my panel and floats in front of me, a cheeky grin on its screen. It greets me as its dear host and introduces itself as my exclusive system spirit, Spinner, promising to help me turn trash into treasure and reach the pinnacle of life. I stare at the incessant red phone and realize exactly what happened. I ask flatly whether I've just been bound by an advertisement that came to life, and Spinner happily tells me I can think of it that way. The ordinary recycle talent is inefficient junk collecting, it explains, but Spinner Recycle is different. It focuses on high-value items, any technological creation, luxury goods, precious metals, works of art, anything it judges a good thing. What I get back isn't fragmented materials, but usable finished supplies, and sometimes even treasure chests. It calls itself a mythical talent surpassing S-rank, the only bug in this cold world, my VIP express lane to the pinnacle of life. I raise a hand to stop the sales pitch, temples throbbing, and ask where exactly in this damned rock cave I'm supposed to find luxury goods and technology, whether I'm meant to dig an LV bag out of the wall. I own nothing but torn pajamas and a broken pickaxe. No matter how grand the future it paints, I need flour to make the cake. Excellent question, Spinner replies, shifting into professional customer service mode, and explains the 2 sources. First, excavation. The world is littered with relics and treasures from the old era buried deep in the earth, and diligent digging may unearth technological products, ancient artworks, even relics of alien civilizations. Second, treasure chests. Alongside food, water, and materials, chests occasionally yield miraculous items like an old but functional smartwatch or a rare record from another world. All high-quality sources for recycling. It also informs me that the system currently allows 10 recycles per day. Then it spins once, tells me not to hesitate, that my first pot of gold waits in the rock wall ahead, and zips back into my talent panel, leaving behind a lingering slogan, Spinner Recycle, making every discovery worthwhile. I feel like my brain has been formatted by marketing. Another global announcement startles me out of the daze, noting all human talents are now active, urging players to strive for survival, and as a balancing measure granting D-rank and F-rank talent players increased mining yield today and halved pickaxe breakage. It also reminds us about the Mine Tunnel Survival Basic Manual in our backpacks. The world channel erupts again. The 3 gods have already taken off. Us mortals are done for. At least the yield is higher today. Wait, there's a manual. I catch the last line too and open the backpack. 50 slots mostly empty, and among them a small booklet with a craft paper cover. I open it mentally and skim through. The mine tunnel starts at 50 square meters and can be expanded through items, with all excavated walls resetting at 8 a.m. daily though placed structures and items persist. The pickaxe is 1 per day, common quality, with a 5% break chance per item dug, and can be upgraded or reinforced via upgrade scrolls or enchantment books. Treasure chest tiers 1 white, green, blue, purple, orange, red, gold, rainbow, with various specials mixed in and quality scales with rarity of the drops. Monsters may drop materials or chests, though not all do. Blueprints, the key to crafting, come from chests or special events. The trading system is the official platform. Caution advised on private deals. I memorize every basic rule, especially the daily wall reset, which means fresh opportunities each morning without worrying about caving in my own home. The 5% break is a sword hanging over every head. Not high, not low, but if it breaks before I've dubbed food, I starve. I close the manual. Other people's S-rank talents have nothing to do with me. The only things I can rely on are this advertisement come to life system and the cold pickaxe in my hand. I walk to the wall, grip the rough wooden handle with both hands, and the solid sensation transmitted through my fingers finally brings a sliver of calm to my chaotic mind. Forget it. I'll just start digging. I adjust my breathing, aim at a loose-looking section of rock face, and swing with everything I have, bracing for the recoil to numb the webbing between my thumb and forefinger. But the anticipated pain never comes. A crisp crunch, and the pickaxe slips into the rock like it's cutting tofu. No resistance. Only a faint, strange energy passing through the handle that disintegrates the stone structure. A rock the size of a human head breaks off and falls at my feet, and a notification announces I've acquired 1 stone material. I glance down at my not-so-thick arms and my unremarkable pickaxe. The tools in this game clearly can't be judged by normal standards, and that's fantastic news. I swing again and again, thunking rhythmically into the wall. Stone material, nothing. Copper ore, nothing. The notifications string together, and soon a small pile of dusty stone and a piece of metallic ore accumulates in front of me. The work is monotonous, but each acquisition feels like a shot of adrenaline. While I dig, I keep half an eye on the regional channel as background noise. B2-788 screams that he just dug up a wild dog and it's charging him. B2-1001 asks if he's alive. B2-3456 reports a gigantic beetle that luckily lost interest and crawled back into its hole. Then B2-7788 returns to announce he killed the dog with his pickaxe, but its body turned to light, leaving only a damaged dog hide, not even a scrap of meat. Another player, B2-9999, gloats about opening a green treasure chest with an excellent quality axe and a piece of roast meat inside, inviting everyone to be jealous. The channel floods with curses and holy street actions. A green chest, 1 tier above white, a real prize. I look at my broken rocks and think again about the gap between people and dogs, grit my teeth and swing faster. Then the feedback in my hand changes. The pickaxe doesn't meet hard rock. Something else, soft and wrong. I jump back 2 steps, eyes locked on the spot I just struck. A depression, soil crumbling, cracks spreading like a spider web. A sharp, ear-piercing screech erupts from the cracks. The wall explodes, and a yellowish-brown shape shoots at my face like a cannonball. My 9 points of agility carry me through an extremely clumsy roll that barely gets me out of the way, and the shadow slams into the spot I just vacated, kicking up dust. Only then do I see it clearly. A monster over half a meter long, shaped like a groundhog but all bulging muscle, fangs and claws gleaming with cold metallic light, blood-red eyes full of violence. Information floats into view. Digging rat, weakened version, white common grade, beast species, HP 60, attack 8, defense 5, a common mine tunnel creature that attacks any trespasser. White common is the lowest tier, which calms me slightly, but 8 attack power will still gut a chunk of my health if it lands. The rat squeaks and charges again, 4 limbs clawing the ground at astonishing speed, and in this cramped space there's nowhere real to dodge. I grit my teeth and harden my resolve. Running is impossible. I have to fight. I grip the pickaxe with both hands and hold it across my chest, and just as the rat leaps at me, I twist sharply and swing the pickaxe at its head. With everything I have, no technique, pure instinct. Clang. A dull thud like hitting an iron pot, and a red -15 pops over the rat's head. Effective, but before I can celebrate, the recoil numbs my arms and sends me stumbling backward, while the rat merely shakes its head, apparently unharmed, and snarls again. Its defense is only 5, but my moderate attack power won't kill it cleanly. It lunges at my throat and I dive under, giving up on meeting it head-on, relying instead on my higher agility to play King of Chin circles the pillar. Except its Jinmo circles the pile of ore, keeping the dug stone between us. The rat is fast, but its brain doesn't seem to work, charging straight every time, and I use the terrain to dodge again and again. Then, when it overshoots and briefly stiffens, I dart in and stab downward with the pickaxe tip at the back of its neck. Pfft. Weakness damage, -25. The tip cuts far deeper than the blunt swing did. The rat shrieks horribly, blood spurting, twisting wildly to throw me off, claws flailing. I refuse to let go even as the force pulls me off balance, my HP dripping down with every flail. -3, -4, -3, falling to 145 in a few seconds. I roar at it to die and put my full weight on the pickaxe, twisting it downward. A crisp crack of bone, weakness attack -22, and the rat stiffens, the light leaving its eyes, its body going limp. A notification confirms I killed 1 digging rat, and the corpse dissolves into motes of white light. I plop onto the ground, gasping, heart pounding. The first fight was far more perilous than I'd imagined. Without that extra point of agility, I'd have died on the spot. Nothing seems to have dropped from the corpse. My luck holds steady. But as I start to stand, my eye catches something in the crater the rat burst out of. A palm-sized rectangular object with an ancient design, black plastic casing, reflecting a faint glimmer. Was that a PHS phone? To anyone else, it's worthless electronic junk. To me, it's brighter than gold. The cheerful voice rings in my mind, announcing detection of a high-value item eligible for recycle. Old PHS phone, no power. I issue the command with my mind. Recycle. The system confirms, runs the evaluation, value low, technology content low, integrity good, and declares the recycle successful. Spinner's phantom materializes from the panel, holding a virtual tray, and congratulates me on the rewards. Rye bread times 1, purified water, 500 milliliters times 1, a sealed water bottle, a piece of bread wrapped in oil paper smelling of wheat, and a palm-sized wooden white chest appear on the ground in front of me. Water, food, and a chest. I haven't eaten all day, and between the digging and the rat fight I'm starving, so I snatch the rye bread without caring whether it's clean, and take a massive bite. The coarse, slightly sour texture that would normally be hard to swallow now tastes like the most exquisite delicacy I've ever had. I unscrew the water and gulp several large mouthfuls, the sweet clean liquid sliding down my parched throat, and feel like I'm being pulled back from the brink of death. Half the bread in me, the burning in my stomach finally eases, and my gaze falls on the white chest. Lowest tier, but having it beats having nothing. Please don't be thank you for your patronage, I mutter as I tap the open button. A soft creak, like an old wooden door, a brief white light, and several items settle at the bottom. I lean in and read. Purified water, 500 milliliters. Compressed biscuits times 2. Flint times 1. Worn t-shirt times 1. Rusted dagger times 1. Plain, meager spoils, but a white chest is a white chest. No blueprint, no special item. Not even jerky. The Paupers edition next to a green. Forget it, I think. Even a mosquito's leg is meat, and these are all urgently needed. I adjust my mindset fast. In a hellish start like this, every scrap of supply is priceless. I pick up the water and the 2 biscuits first. Food is hard currency, life-saving, and with the bread and water I got from the PHS, I won't starve for a day or two, which already puts me ahead of most. The flint is rough in my hand and means I can make fire. Light, warmth, security. Then I pick up the worn t-shirt. Quality rough, effect none. Described as a t-shirt dug out of some trash heap with 2 holes, but better than nothing. My pajamas ripped during the fight, so I pull the shirt on without hesitation. Finally the dagger, rusted dagger, quality rough, attack 1-3, effect none, described as rust covered and likely to dull cutting butter but better than fists. I swing it twice. It's light, short, unthreatening, but if I dig up another monster I can fight with it instead of risking the pickaxe mid-swing. My mood stabilizes. Nothing instant, but every item genuinely improves my odds. I click back into the regional channel, and the atmosphere is even more desperate now. Someone begs for a single sip of water, offering 20 stone material. Someone else sobs about a cave spider bite on his leg. Another is going crazy alone in his cave. Another's pickaxe broke on the first morning. Reading all this, I appreciate my own position better. I have food, water, basic tools, a weapon, and an intact pickaxe. Instead of digging again right away, I click into the trade icon, and a rudimentary platform pops up. Few listings and ridiculous prices. 10 stone material asking for a bottle of purified water. A fine axe at 95% durability, asking a pickaxe upgrade scroll, or a rare blueprint. Slime mucus asking for 1 shoe any style. I click my tongue as I scroll. Food and water are absurdly inflated. 10 stones is dozens of swings assuming nothing else drops. And people are trading that kind of labor for a single sip. The lucky green chess player is holding his axe out for strategic trades. To the guy selling slime mucus for a shoe, I can only wish good luck. Most listings are materials for food, no electronic products yet. Then one entry catches me. Wooden shield blueprint fragment, 1 of 3, asking 2 bottles of purified water. So blueprints can come in pieces. Another bottomless pit with no knowing when a full set completes. But that itself proves how precious blueprints are. Time passes and sweat beads on my forehead. My arms feel detached. Though the rule's power makes digging less strenuous, the repetition still demands real force, and another small pile of stone material with 2 pitiful copper ores is all I have to show for it. This efficiency is too low, I mutter, leaning against the wall to rest, and habitually open the regional channel, the only entertainment I have during breaks, and honestly, listening to other people's disasters improves my mood. Sure enough, the channel is still lamenting. Someone could eat a cow and will trade all their ores for food. Someone thinks he has a fever from the wet cold. Someone else nearly buried himself and now has psychological trauma looking at walls. My heart is unmoved. This is the true portrayal of ordinary people in the survival game. Then a message snags my attention. B2. 3838 complains he dug all morning and only got a broken Canon DSLR camera. No power. Asks if the thing can be eaten. The replies roll in. Post-apocalyptic selfies for the obituary. Put it on moments if you can still find power. Even a rock makes a better weapon. And B2. 3838 curses them all to get lost. A DSLR camera, I think, worth more than the PHS. An opportunity to get rich. I click the player list, find B2. 3838, and send him a private message asking if he wants to trade. After half a minute he replies cautiously. Trading is fine. He needs food. But what do I want this for? It can't be eaten or drunk. Does it have another use? My mind races, and I reply that my talent can repair some electronics. I haven't had a suitable item to test, and if he finds more in the future he can come to me too. He asks for food. I offer half a compressed biscuit, high calories. Not much else to give. Compressed biscuits aren't much to me as long as I have electronics to recycle, but for other survivors right now they're strategic gold. He agrees instantly. Trade, of course. Half is enough. The system prompt comes up. Player B2. 3838 initiating trade. Item Canon DSLR camera no power. Requested item compressed biscuit half. Do I agree? I agree. Half a biscuit vanishes and a black DSLR that looks nearly new appears in the slot. He then sends a friend request. I click agree casually. He replies gushing that I'm his lifesaver. That any useless electronic junk he digs up from now on will go to me. That he just begs for a bite to eat, boss. I reply with 2 words, no problem, and internally I'm blooming. A stable junk supplier, just like that. I close the chat and call Spinner to work. Coming, dear, says the familiar cheeky red phantom. I point at the camera and command, recycle. Spinner detects a high-value item. Canon 400D runs the assessment. Value medium, tech content general, collection value general. Completeness excellent, declares the recycle successful, and somersaults in the air. A larger virtual tray appears, and Spinner announces the rewards. Cheeseburger times 1, iced cola 500 milliliters times 2, green treasure chest times 1, a warm burger in a paper box, aroma of meat and cheese still rising off it, 2 bottles of cola with condensation beating on the glass, and a wooden chest glowing faintly green. Tears actually slip from the corners of my mouth. The half loaf of bread is long spent. A burger, hot, cola, iced. What kind of heavenly life is this? I rip the burger open and take a huge bite. Soft bread, juicy beef patty, melted cheese, crispy lettuce exploding on my taste buds. Never in my life have I had a burger this good. I down half a bottle of cola in one pull, icy bubbles washing down my throat, refreshing me from head to toe, and nearly groan with pleasure. Every cell in my body cheers. I let out a satisfied burp and my eyes finally settle on the green glowing chest. The thing lies quietly, emitting a firefly halo, as if silently declaring its uniqueness. The white chest's contents were meager but useful. A green is a tier higher. I take a deep breath. The greater the expectation, the greater the disappointment, I remind myself. It might just be nicer food and water. Keep calm, keep calm. I tap the chest with a hint of reverence. A hum, significantly louder than the white one. An emerald light bursts from the cracks, soft and not dazzling, filling my mind tunnel with a reassuring green. The light fades. Only a handful of items inside, but everyone looks far more refined than the white tier. Self-heating military ration times 1, energy drink times 1, miner's gloves times 1, simple forging furnace blueprint times 1. Holy crap. The curse rips out of me when I see the last item. A blueprint, not a fragment, and for a smelting furnace no less. My blood boils. A smelting furnace means leaving the Stone Age, crafting metal tools with my own hands. I check the others. The self-heating military ration, excellent quality, pulls a fuse to self-heat, restores hunger fully and slowly recovers stamina over an hour. Divine tool for outdoor work, potentially life-saving. The energy drink, excellent, restores 50% fatigue instantly, with a description about taurine letting me dig another 100 times. Another great item, 1 sip and I'm revived mid-mine. The miner's gloves, white common, strength +1 with hand protection against pickaxe friction, described as the first step to becoming a legendary miner. I pull them on immediately. The soft leather fits perfectly with thickened knuckle protection, and I feel my strength nudge up. My panel confirms strength has risen from 8 to 9. Every item is top-notch, but none matches the shock of the blueprint. I pick up the parchment and read. Simple forging furnace blueprint, green quality, no learning requirement, unlocks construction in the crafting panel. Materials needed, stone material times 50, copper ingot times 10, iron ingot times 10. The spark of civilization begins in this simple furnace. The description reads, it smelts ores and forges basic metal tools and weapons. Comes with simple white tool and weapon recipes. Stone, copper ingot, iron ingot. I check the backpack. Over 20 stone already mined, I can make up the rest. I have some iron ore and copper ore from earlier, but the blueprint needs ingots, meaning I need to smelt first. Without a smelting furnace, I can't smelt. A vicious cycle. No, I open the crafting panel and find an inconspicuous option at the base of the list. Campfire, crafted from wood times 5 and stone material times 5, ignited with flint, provides illumination, warmth, simple food cooking, and ore smelting with extremely low success rate and massive loss. So the system left the most primitive path open. I can smell with a campfire, but efficiency and success rate are appalling. 1 ingot out of a dozen portions would count as lucky. The simple forging furnace is the structure that multiplies both dramatically. I exhale long and store everything. Once the furnace is built, my development will leave everyone else far behind. I glance at the regional channel, people still scrabbling for a sip of water or a biscuit, some discussing whether they can eat dirt, while I'm about to start climbing the tech tree of the Industrial Revolution. The feeling is absolutely awesome. I grip the pickaxe tighter, no longer hesitating. The rock in front of me has changed meaning. It's no longer cold stone, but the copper and iron ingots and the cornerstones of the future. Wood, I mutter to myself. The trade channel has wood priced absurdly high. 1 unit of food for 1 wood, not worth it. And looking around, perhaps because everyone just started, no one has listed electronics yet. If I want recyclable material, I may have to wait for the market to mature. The manual mentioned a chance of digging tough roots, which count as wood. Small chance, but worth trying. With the gloves on, my next swing sends a whole large chunk of rock tumbling at once. One strength point really is concrete. Good, this is the feeling. If I can dig wood, build a campfire, smelt ingots, the furnace rises instantly, and then metal tools and weapons are within reach. I feel endless strength, raising the pickaxe high and smashing down again and again. Already seeing piles of wood, copper ore, iron ore waving at me. After an hour of mechanical digging and the steady sound of falling rocks, a crisp, heartbreaking snap echoes through the tunnel. My hand goes light. Exhaustion hits me. I freeze in place as if someone pressed pause, lower my head slowly, and see only half the bare handle left in my grip. The other half, with the pick head clanks to the ground, kicks up a small cloud of dust and dissolves into motes of light. A system notification sounds mercilessly, warning that my pickaxe is broken and I cannot continue digging today, with a new pickaxe refreshing at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Stunned. Broken just like that. How many items had I even pulled today? Less than 20, and I still got hit by the 5%. Damn you, dog developer. I grind out through my teeth. Too much of a scam. They dangle the furnace blueprint to show me the light of hope, then confiscate my only production tool the next second. Like winning a $5 million lottery only to be hit by a car on the way out. Forget it, I tell myself. Earlier no one was selling electronic junk on trade, but an hour has passed. Maybe some unlucky soul dug some up by now. I've used only 2 recycle chances today on the PHS and the DSLR. 8 left. My capital for a comeback. The gloom clears and my thinking sharpens. If I can't dig trash myself, I'll trade for it. I inventory what's tradable. I don't sell materials. Those are for construction. Food is hard currency, but as long as I have electronic junk to recycle, it's the thing I'll have most of. Iced cola is too luxurious to spend. Self-heating rations and energy drinks are strategic lifesavers to hold. What remains are the starter items. Half a rye bread, 3 bottles of purified water, 1 compressed biscuit, and half a compressed biscuit. I open the trade platform and type the keywords I actually want. Broken, damaged, unusable, junk. And a pile of strange listings pops up. Leaking iron bucket asking anything edible. Wooden stool with a broken leg asking purified water. Burned circuit board asking stone material times 25. Unlucky people have been digging up electronics after all. This isn't a trading platform, it's a scrap collection station made for me. My gaze locks on one listing. Seller B2. 2222. A broken gold watch asking any single serving of food. That's the one. I message him, ask if it's still available, and he answers instantly, eagerly, calling me boss. I offer half a compressed biscuit. He agrees 3 times over and initiates the trade. Seconds later, a gold watch with a shattered face and half-broken strap sits in my backpack, and without even looking it over, I command the system to recycle. Spinner detects a high-value item. Damaged Rolex gold watch, with a hint of unconcealed excitement. A Rolex. Even broken, its value can't compare with a PHS or DSLR. This is a luxury item. Precious metal. Recycle, I murmur. The system runs the assessment. Value excellent, precious metal content high, tech content low, integrity poor, and declares the recycle successful. Spinner snaps its fingers dashingly, and a virtual tray emitting an eerie green glow materializes, announcing the rewards. Iron ingot times 5, copper ingot times 10, wood times 20, green treasure chest times 1, with a precious metal recycle bonus triggered. Iron ingot, copper ingot, wood. Exactly the basic materials I was agonizing about assembling for the smelting furnace, delivered as a package. And another green chest on top. A massive profit. I suppress the urge to open the green chest immediately and first stash the materials, and as I watch the counters tick up beside stone, wood, copper ingot, iron ingot, and an unprecedented sense of security surges through me, the cornerstone of industry. 7 recycle chances left. Can't stop, strike while the iron's hot. I reopen the trading platform, eyes shining as I survey the trash listings like a scavenger hunting treasure in a garbage heap. I lock on to seller B2. 6119 burnt circuit board, asking stone material times 25. I'd noticed him before. 25 stone is absurd, enough that breaking your pickaxe first is a real possibility. Clearly he was hoping to fleece someone. But now I message him directly and offer half a rye bread. B2. 6119, who has been sighing away in his mind tunnel, thinks he's hallucinating. Half a rye bread for a palm-sized circuit board he dug up by accident. How is that different from a pie falling from the sky? He asks if I'm serious. I tell him yes, hurry up, I'm in a rush, and he trades instantly. A blackened, scorched-smelling board slots into my backpack, and I recycle without hesitation. Spinner detects a burned motherboard chip, succeeds, and hands back copper ore times 5 and a white treasure chest times 1. A white chest. I'm not surprised. Instead, I nod. Mosquito legs are still meat and small gains add up. Even the lowest value electronic trash can consistently yield resources, which is all I need to prove. But trading one by one in private messages is too slow. If I'm doing this, I'm going big. I take a deep breath, open the regional channel, draft a message and post. High price recycle. I'm mass recycling various electronic trash, damaged mechanical parts, discarded luxury goods, and incomprehensible technological artifacts. Anything you think is useless junk, message me, exchanging in food, water, and basic materials. Bulk welcome, reputation guaranteed. The channel goes silent for 2 seconds. Then it explodes like water poured into hot oil. What is this situation? High price recycle of trash. Boss, am I seeing wrong food for junk? I just dug up a rusty lump of iron with 2 gears. Do you accept? B2. 3838 pops up. Boss, I have a broken Bluetooth headset. I saved it for you. Someone else offers ripped black stockings with lace edges. I automatically ignore that one. Dozens of private messages pour in. The fish have taken the bait. I open B2. 3838's message first. A broken Bluetooth headset for some water. I offer half a bottle. He accepts. I skillfully run the trade. Half a bottle of purified water for a headset with 1 earpiece and a crooked charging port. From experience, recycled value tracks complexity and rarity, and by the icon this is a brand name, so the yield should be decent. Recycle, I command. Spinner detects a damaged high-end brand Bluetooth headset and happily bounces out, circling the headset twice. But this time it doesn't start immediately. A different system prompt rings in my head, congratulating me on completing 5 effective recycles and achieving the hidden milestone Scrap Acquisition Station Master, and announcing that the spinner recycle system has been upgraded with a new function, Selective Recycle. I focus on it. Function name Selective Recycle. Function effect. When recycling a specific item, the system provides 2 reward options based on potential value, and I choose 1. Life is a high-stakes gamble. The description reads, play it safe or go all in. The power of choice is now yours. The power of choice. Previously, each recycle was entirely a blind box. Now I get to preview the prize pool, and although it's only 1 of 2, the operational space and fault tolerance jump dramatically. Just then, Spinner finishes the headset assessment, and 2 trays of different colored light float before me side by side. Because I'm activating the function for the first time, the rewards are doubled. Option A is rye bread times 3 and purified water, 500 milliliters times 3. Option B is white treasure chest times 3. Option A is stability. 3 loaves, 3 bottles, a solid haul that secures the next few days and gives me more capital to acquire more trash in a virtuous cycle. The safest rational choice. Option B is the unknown. I choose B. Selection confirmed. 3 plain white chests plop 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 at my feet. I then pull the other white and green chests from my backpack and set them together, rubbing my hands with a fly's grin. Before opening a chest, one must observe the metaphysics of luck. I played games in my old world too, and I know the path. Open the best one first and get bad luck, and my mentality collapses instantly. The correct approach is to prime the luck. Burn off all the bad luck on the white chests first, then finish with the main event, the green. May the system God bless me. May the 3 pure ones possess me. Amen. I mutter under my breath, and resolutely open the first white chest, the one I got from the circuit board. A nondescript white light flashes and it springs open. Purified water 500 milliliters times 1, stone material times 2, moldy rag times 1. My mouth twitches at the rag emitting a suspicious smell. Stingy. Very good, I tell myself. Bad luck -1. And store the items. Second chest, one of the 3 from the Bluetooth headset. Open. A white flash again, rye bread times 1, wood times 2, sock with a hole times 1. I stare silently at the suspicious smelling sock. Does the system have a vendetta against me, specifically handing out used undergarments? It's fine, it's all priming, it's all preparation. Bad luck -2. I tap the 3rd chest with a slightly trembling hand, refusing to believe. Buzz, stone material times 5, and an inferior whetstone times 1. I pause, then smile faintly. Inferior whetstone, white quality, slight durability repair on tools or weapons. Better than nothing, and certainly better than biting with your teeth. Inferior, yes, but the first repair item I've gotten. My pickaxe is broken, but the rusty dagger still works, and the whetstone ensures it won't get scrapped from overuse. Not bad. My luck is turning. Confidence soaring, I look at the 4th and final white chest. Give me a blueprint, I demand. A fragment will do. I tap it. The white light this time seems just a touch brighter. Inside, besides a compressed biscuit, a yellowed incomplete sheet of parchment rests at the bottom. A blueprint fragment. I snatch it up. Basic water purifier blueprint fragment 1/3. Green quality. 3 fragments required to synthesize the complete blueprint. Clean water sources are the foundation for survival. Good, good, good. Only a fragment, but green quality and a water purifier. With strategic significance no less than the smelting furnace. It means any murky source I find later can be converted to safe drinking water. And blueprints for wells will surely follow. 4 white chests, escalating from garbage to useful tools to a blueprint fragment. Priming the luck metaphysics is truly the GOAT. I feel my state peak, take a deep breath, and turn to the final and most dazzling item, the green chest from the Rolex. Success or failure rides on this move. I gently tap the green lid. A vibrant emerald light, far denser and more vital than the white, bursts forth and floods the mine tunnel jade. Runes of hope seem to flow within the radiance. As the light fades, several items of different lusters settle inside. Rye bread ×3, life recovery potion, small ×1, comfortable single bed blueprint ×1. A blueprint, another complete one. I pick it up and read. Comfortable single bed blueprint, green excellent, no learning requirement. Unlocks construction in the crafting panel. Materials, wood ×30, softened beast hide ×5, cotton ×10. Description, say goodbye to the cold hard ground. A good bed lets you forget the day's fatigue, and when you wake the next morning you'll find the world has become beautiful. I check the object's attributes. Comfortable single bed, type building furniture, green quality. Resting on the bed for 8 hours fully restores fatigue and grants the beneficial effect energetic, a 24-hour buff of +1 to all attributes. All attributes +1. A divine skill. I know exactly how precious an attribute point is. The miner's gloves only gave me +1 strength. Sleeping in this bed once grants +1 across the board, several points more than I currently have. A comprehensive boost to strength, agility, constitution alike. A super buff, claimable daily. Nothing right now feels more exciting or secure than simply becoming stronger. I begin calculating. I have some wood but need more. Softened beast hide and cotton will need to come from monsters or chests. I look at the blueprint and can almost see myself asleep on the soft bed. But I have no softened beast hide and no cotton. Looks like I have to fall back on my old trade. I chuckle self-deprecatingly, my gaze returning to the spinner recycle system. 5 recycle chances left today. 5 chances to gather the materials for sleeping on a real bed. I don't hesitate. I click into the regional channel, still flashing wildly, where my high-price recycle post has been pushed to the hottest topic, and private message notifications are overflowing. I activate filter mode and don't waste words. I'm no longer the desperate newbie. After several recycles, I've vaguely worked out a pattern. Value seems linked to the item's original world price, technological content, and rarity. Rolex tier luxury yields green chests. DSLR and Bluetooth technology consistently yields chests or practical supplies. My goal is clear. Target items that look impressive without anyone needing to understand them. I scroll the private messages and lock onto 5. Boss, I dug up a drone smashed to pieces. 3 propellers broken. Want it. Brother 9527. I have a tablet with a spiderweb screen that still faintly lights up. For food. Boss, I have a really awesome graphics card called RTX 9090 Ti. No idea what it is, but it's bent from a rock strike. Brother 9527. I dug up a leather women's handbag. Don't recognize the brand, but the zipper pull is a shiny letter G. Just want water. Boss, I have a silver pendant that opens but is empty inside. Chain broken. For a biscuit. You are the ones. A glint crosses my eyes and I message each of them, quick and decisive. I'm rich now, half a bread or half a bottle of water for a piece of trash. All 5 trades complete in minutes, and my backpack now holds 5 brand new junk items. My generosity stirs the channel again. Most people marvel at my wealth and open hand, praising the boss saying, follow the boss and you'll eat. But in a big forest there are all kinds of birds, and one dissonant voice pops up amid the harmonious praise. B2, 5408 tells everyone to calm down, not to be fooled. He argues that in this environment where physical labor is required and treasure chests don't guarantee food, food and water are more precious than gold. So why would I use such precious food to trade for worthless junk? There must be a conspiracy, he insists. These so-called electronic waste and luxury scraps must have hidden uses we don't know about, and I'm exploiting information asymmetry to cheaply acquire the treasures in their hands. He calls on everyone not to trade with me, to keep their items, to wait for the shocking secret that might emerge later, not to foolishly give away their opportunities. The channel falls silent for a moment. His words are, I'll admit, somewhat inflammatory. At a moment of life and death, any suspicious point gets magnified infinitely, and some players who had been preparing to contact me visibly hesitate. What if these broken things really are treasures? Trading them for a loaf of bread would be a huge loss. And for a moment, the wind in the channel shifts subtly. I read the message, brow furrowing. I'm not afraid of no one trading with me, but I dislike self-righteous talkers. Keep them for yourself. Can a kept item be eaten? I'm about to type a rebuttal when a familiar figure jumps out faster than I can. B2, 3838, my #1 fan, the one who sold me the camera and the Bluetooth headset. He tags B2, 5408, and asks if he's out of his mind, announces that he's the one who actually traded with the boss, a broken camera for food, a broken earpiece for water, and says he only has the energy to curse an idiot like B2. 5408, because of the boss. Hidden uses, shocking secrets. Bah. Go ahead and hug your scrap metal, he snaps. Let's see whether you starve to death faster or discover a secret faster. Don't talk big and hinder us from finding a way to live. His words roll out like machine gun fire and wake up a lot of listeners. Exactly. Another player chimes in. I just traded bread with the boss, and that's something tangible that fills my stomach. I don't care what a broken drone is for. Can I eat it? Another adds that he worked all day and was nearly dying of thirst. A bottle of water can save his life, and a broken chain is not going to be a divine artifact, so get lost. Someone else says B2 5408 clearly didn't dig up anything good and is jealous other people can get food. Typical sour grapes. Public opinion reverses. Players who just completed trades and are already eating bread and drinking water become my most steadfast supporters. Against survival, any vague possibility is no match for a real mouthful that can be swallowed. B2 5408 gets scolded into silence by the crowd and doesn't dare pop up again, the little disturbance quelled by the power of the masses. I look at the chat log and smile. I did nothing and gained a group of the most loyal business partners. I close the noisy channel and refocus on my backpack. 5 brand new treasures wait there quietly for the king of trash to favor them. Let's get to work. I inventory the 5 junk items I just acquired and decide to start with the lowest value one first. The damaged silver locket has limited tech content and only minor precious metal weight, perfect for a trial run. Recycle, I command. Spitter confirms detection of the damaged silver locket and presents the 2 options. A. Silver ore ×2 and fine hemp rope ×2. B. White treasure chest ×3. I'll stick to gambling on chests, I decide, and pick B without hesitation. Silver ore and rope might be useful later, but nothing beats the pull of unknown boxes. 3 white chests acquired. I move to the second item. The worn women's handbag stamped with the letter G. Recycle. Spinner identifies it as a worn branded handbag and lays out the options. A. Softened beast hide ×3 and an exquisite thread ball ×1. B. White treasure chest ×2. Softened beast hide. 3 pieces at once. That's exactly the material I'm short for the comfortable single bed. Rationality and the gambling itch wrestle for a second. I'll play it safe this time, I decide. The temptation of the bed wins. I'm not a pure gambler. I'm a survivor who weighs the pros and cons. 3 hides and a thread ball slot into my backpack. 1 giant step closer to sleeping on a real bed. Third up is the damaged tablet computer with the shattered screen. Recycle. Option A is a basic food pack containing bread ×5 and purified water ×5. Option B is white treasure chest ×2. I just blew through some food on trades, so I take the food pack. Fourth is the broken drone. Massive, strangely shaped with an LCD screen and a camera. A design that clearly isn't Blue Star's current tech level, so its value should be higher than the tablet. Recycle. Spinner detects a damaged high-tech civilian drone. Option A is micromotor ×1 plus a white chest. The moment I see the word green, there's nothing to think about. Option A's advanced sounding bits have no immediate use. B it is. A green chest plops down in front of me. Only 1 item left. And it's the one that on paper has the highest tech content of the whole haul. The bent damaged RTX 9090 Ti graphics card. I take a deep breath and issue the final command with something close to reverence. Recycle. Spinner detects a high-value core technology item, damaged flagship graphics card. The assessment runs, value excellent, precious metal content medium, technological content extremely high, integrity poor, and declares the recycle successful. The system voice sounds several degrees more solemn this time. Spinner somersaults and flicks its hand, and 2 dazzling trays float out in front of me. The left tray holds 3 green chests lined up, radiating vitality. The right tray holds only 1, but that one is deep, pure blue, its surface rippling like flowing water, faint silver runes flickering along the edges, and its light is strong enough to suppress the glow of the 3 green chests beside it. A blue chest. My pupils contract. If a green chest gave me a bed that buffs all attributes, what on earth sleeps inside a blue one? I choose B. Selection confirmed, the tray resolves, and a chest radiating dreamy blue light descends in front of me and hangs there in midair, the surrounding air bending into a tiny vortex around it. I look at the spread, 3 whites, 1 green, and the blue chest at the center, and grin silently. This lineup is magnificent. I exhale and force down the excitement. Opening chests is an art, and more than that, a matter of metaphysics. The more critical the moment, the calmer I have to be. I focus on the first white chest and wave my hand, muttering open. A plain white flash, stone material ×2, and purified water ×1. Not bad, I tell myself with a nod. Food and water are hard currency and you can never have too much. Second white. Rye bread ×1, stone material ×1. My brow furrows faintly, a little too flat, but no matter. These are groundwork, all of it priming for that final blue flash. Third white, deep breath, point and tap. Give me something different, I demand. The light fades and the contents resolve. Tattered wooden chair ×1, yellowed cotton quilt ×1. I stare at a chair missing a leg and a mold-smelling quilt with worn edges, dumbfounded. That's it. 3 whites, progressively worse, and I've walked away with bread, water, stone, and 2 pieces of broken furniture. I issue the command reluctantly. Recycle the tattered quilt. Spinner floats out lazily, circles the quilt once in an almost perfunctory orbit, then delivers 2 warnings. Today's recycle attempts have been used up, and this system only recycles high-value technological creations and special items, so please do not insult its professionalism with such low-end domestic waste. My face darkens. Insult. This is cotton, a crucial bedding material, and it's trash now? I'm almost overheating with anger, but the system has too many rules to argue with. Am I really supposed to sleep clutching this tattered quilt? Wait. Just because Spinner can't recycle it doesn't mean I can't. Before Spinner awakened, I had also awakened my original C-rank recycle talent, the humble one that converts simple items into basic materials, and I'd forgotten about it entirely because it's so inefficient. I asked Spinner nervously whether my original talent still works, and the red phantom yawns and replies in a mechanical voice full of disdain that my own talent doesn't conflict with the one attached by the system and can be called on at any time. It works. I focus on the quilt and silently command activate, recycle. A faint, almost invisible white light emerges from my palm and envelops the quilt. The fabric disintegrates visibly, the threads pulling apart into fiber, the cotton fluffing back out. C-rank talent recycle successful. Obtained cotton times 10, rags times 3. 10 units of snow white cotton sits in my backpack. How is this a C-rank talent? This is practically a hidden divine skill, alchemy that turns waste to treasure. I turn my fervent gaze to the broken chair and fire again. Recycle. White light success. Wood times 10. Rusty nails times 5. 2 for 2 with no failure, which the description said was chance-based. I calculate quickly. The comfortable single bed requires wood times 30, softened beast hide times 5, cotton times 10. I had 20 wood. 10 more from the chair brings it to exactly 30. 10 cotton complete. 3 hides on hand. I need only 2 more. Fantastic. The earlier gloom vanishes. 2 more hides and I can say goodbye to the cold, hard ground and sleep on the attribute-boosting bed every night. I'll hit the trading platform for the hides later. A metaphysical disaster, forcibly salvaged by my own recycle. My mindset is back at its peak and I turn my burning gaze to the green chest sitting quietly on the ground. The warm-up is over. Now the main course. I reach for the vibrant green chest. Obtained by recycling the drone, and with its high-tech origin, the contents should be excellent. Open. An emerald blaze far more intense than the white light, brimming with vitality, bursts forth and floods the mine tunnel into a world of jade. I hold my breath. As the light recedes, several items appear, each glowing differently. But no blueprints. No materials. A sleek wooden longbow and a neatly bundled quiver of arrows. A weapon, ranged no less, and the bow's limbs bear sharp blades radiating a cold glint. Jackpot. My only current weapon is the rusty dagger at attack 1-3, which against unknown monsters is basically a toothpick. Now I have a bow, and in a pinch its blades double for close work. I pull the longbow and arrows out. The bow is slightly heavy. Its body is some tough wood polished smooth and wrapped with the sinews of unknown animals. The kind of feel that says serious weapon. The blades at both ends emit a chilling light that's almost soul-catching. I check the attributes. Fine-bladed longbow. Quality green fine. Attack power 1-5. 2-5. Effective range 50 meters. Special effect accuracy +1 with hit rate. Plus 10%. Described as a well-crafted hunting bow that's a reliable companion for keeping distance in the mine tunnel. With close quarters blade use built in. A friend if I treat it with care. 15 to 25 attack crushes my dagger. 1 arrow could probably punch straight through a wild dog. The arrows themselves are straight shafted with gleaming metal heads and neat fletching. Professional kit. 50 of them. Plenty for a good while. Amidst the excitement, I mimic a movie sharpshooter. Bow in left hand, arrow knocked in right, striking what I think is a cool pose. Aiming at the far wall. I want to feel the power of this divine bow. I inhale and begin drawing. Then my face flushes. The string and limbs feel like steel rebar. With everything I've got, I can pull it only a little past halfway. My arms tremble, beads of sweat pop on my forehead, and my supposedly cool pose turns comical. Movie protagonists effortlessly hauling mighty bows. All lies. I let the string slip, panting. My strength panel, even with the gloves bonus, still caps at 9. Decent for a normal person, but not enough for a fine longbow. I try a different grip, holding the bow as a polearm and using the limb's blades as cutting edges. And the system confirms the attack value doesn't drop. Good to know. To use this bow properly, I need to improve my physique, which only hardens my resolve to build the bed immediately for the all-attribute buff. If strength hits 10, I may finally draw this thing. And I still need 2 more softened beast hide. I stow the bow and arrows and turn to the blue chest floating silently in midair. The whites and the green are opened. All the luck should be concentrated on you now. Come on, let me see what kind of miracle a blue chest can bring. The moment of the final draw has arrived. I stare at the blue chest glowing dreamily. Got it off that flagship graphics card. It's the highest grade chest I've seen. I need to calm down and maintain a sense of ritual. I take a deep breath, pull out half a bottle of precious purified water, and, imitating the ancients fasting and bathing, meticulously wash my hands. Then I take out the survival manual and bow 3 times to the goddess of luck depicted inside. Only after all that does my state feel piqued. All the groundwork, all the waiting, was for this moment. A devout, slightly unhinged grin crosses my face, and I slam my palm down onto the blue chest with everything I have. Open for me. A boom. A blue tide of light surges out of the chest, and the entire tunnel is dyed deep azure, the air filled with mysterious energy particles, the rock patterns on the walls transforming into flowing ruins under the glow. I'm nearly blinded, feeling only some ineffable supreme aura emanating from the chest. When the light finally fades, I lean in eagerly and look inside. The chest is empty. No piles of supplies, no exaggerated weapons, no blueprints humming with wisdom, only one card. A card made entirely of blue crystal, with intricate silver patterns inlaid along its edges, and a blurry human figure engraved in its center, suspended quietly in the middle of the chest. A card. A card? I'm stunned, mind full of question marks. All that fuss and you give me a card. I take it out, cool to the touch, yet with a slightly warm, smooth texture. Special talent summon card, quality unknown. Described as, knowledge is power and talent is the vessel of knowledge. Young man, draw a card, see which hero destiny binds you to. Talent summon card. There's such a thing? I flip the Mind World Basic Survival Manual open again and scan rapidly. On the last page, in a hastily scrawled appendix titled The Legend of the European Emperor, I find the entry. The special talent summon card, one of the rarest treasures in the Mind World. The holder can summon powerful beings from different times and dimensions to assist them. Below are examples, in deliberately exaggerated font. The God of War Guan Yu, one man and one blade flattening countless demonic beasts. The strategist Zhuge Liang, planning inside the tent and winning battles 1,000 li away. And one lucky individual who summoned a scientific genius named Tony Stark, who hand-forged an Iron Man suit inside a mine tunnel and rampaged without restraint. Summoned talents can be continuously upgraded for better performance. Guan Yu, Zhuge Liang, Iron Man. Holy cow. This isn't just a cheat device. This is hiring a power leveler. Images flash through me. An unrivaled fierce general flattening wild dogs and slimes. Treasure chests plundered wholesale. A super scientist skipping past smelting furnaces and water purifiers and building energy weapons and Gundams. Founding a technological empire down here. My heart is on fire. I grip the card tightly as if holding a ticket to the pinnacle of the world. Why can't I escape card drawing no matter where I go? I mutter, though my face betrays me. I raise the card and bow 3 times. System God, 3 pure ones. God Jesus. All gods and Buddhas of the sky bless me. Please don't let it be someone useless. Give me someone who can fight. Zhao Yun, Lu Bu, Dian Wei is fine too. At worst an Einstein or Newton will do. I mumble prayers for a long while, finally make up my mind. Wealth and honor are in heaven's hands. Success or failure depends on this one move. Raise the card high, and roar in my heart. Use. The card in my hand explodes into a blue pillar of light that shoots skyward, piercing through the top of the tunnel. Within the pillar, data streams and runes spin wildly, and a blurry human figure slowly condenses at the center. My palms sweat. Here comes my divine general, my scientist. The light gradually fades. A figure steps into view. A man who looks to be in his 50s, slightly overweight, with a kind smile, wearing a white chef's uniform that's somewhat old but spotlessly clean, and a tall chef's hat. In his hands, no green dragon crescent blade, no futuristic laser gun, only a stainless steel ladle, polished to a brilliant shine. He looks at my stunned face, reveals a very professional, very enthusiastic smile, bows slightly, and introduces himself. Hello, boss. I am Dehei, a cook. Excuse me, where's the kitchen? What would I like to eat tonight? And he personally recommends his specialty, braised pork, fatty but not greasy, melts in the mouth. My mouth slowly falls open. The fanaticism on my face freezes. A cook. A cook? I used an ultra-high-tech flagship graphics card, recycled a blue chest, opened a 1 in a million talent summon card, and it summoned me a cook? Countless mythical beasts stampede through my head, crushing my grand ambitions. What can a cook do in a mine tunnel where resources are scarce and dangers lurk everywhere? Bash a goblin's skull with a ladle, turn monsters into a Manchu Han imperial feast. Dehei notices my petrified expression, a hint of confusion joining the kind smile, and asks cautiously whether I'm alright, whether there's a kitchen or just ingredients, and suggests a soothing brain-nourishing clear soup first, since my complexion doesn't look too good. Soothing, brain-nourishing. What I need right now is a fast-acting heart-saver pill. My blood pressure is climbing, and a mouthful of old blood is stuck in my throat. Wait, this is a super rare summoning card. No matter how much the system wants to screw me, it wouldn't use an item of this tier to produce a complete waste. This cook must have hidden attributes I don't know about. A spark of hope reignites, and I silently command check attributes. A pale blue panel visible only to me unfolds beside Dehei. Name Dehei, race human, occupation god of cookery, level 1 upgradable through special dishes. Loyalty 80 as a natural follower. Attributes, health 440, strength 20, agility 18, constitution 22, spirit 15, attack power 40, 50, defense 25. I'm stunned. What kind of monstrous attributes? My strength with gloves is 9. This cook has base strength of 20, more than double mine, which means he can easily draw the fine longbow I can't budge. 22 constitution makes him a human meat shield. These aren't stats for a cook. This is a berserker wearing a chef's uniform. I force the excitement down and shift to the skills list. Skill 1, God tier culinary arts. Passive, max level. He is the embodiment of the culinary path. Any ingredient in his hands transforms into miraculous deliciousness. Dishes come with buffs with an extremely low chance of producing legendary dishes with miraculous effects. Skill 2. 1 meal per day, active. No ingredients required. He can conjure 1 serving of a nutritious, balanced, delicious god of cookery set meal daily. Enough for 1 person, rapidly restoring stamina and clearing most minor negative statuses like fatigue and depression. Skill 3. Food soul berserk, active. Using special recipes and ingredients, he can create a battle dish imbued with the soul of berserk, greatly boosting the consumer's attributes for a short time at the cost of falling into uncontrollable frenzy. Currently craftable is stir-fried pork kidney, strength +5, pain reduction 50%, lasting 5 minutes, side effect minor kidney deficiency. Skill 4, kitchenware as equipment, passive. In his hands, any kitchenware is treated as fine green quality equipment. The ladle is equivalent to a fine mace. Attack 2-0, 3-0 with stun effect. The chef uniform set is equivalent to a fine leather armor set. Defense 25. Upgrades with level. Skill 5. Dark cuisine. Active. He can combine malice with his art to create dark cuisine with terrifying effects. Currently craftable are deadly mixed salad with poison, tearful onion rings as potent tear gas, and brick bread as a throwing blunt weapon. I read through word by word and by the end I'm rooted to the spot, mouth agape, unable to utter a sound. My brain is overwhelmed with a steady stream of holy craps. Is this a cook? This is a strategic-level humanoid weapon combining healing, buffs, debuffs, crowd control, and area of effect damage. God-tier culinary arts in 1 meal per day perfectly solve the team's logistics and sustainability problems. Food Soul Berserk is a trump card for desperate moments. Kitchenware as equipment is even more outrageous. A man who flips walks is a warrior whose ladle rivals a longbow for attack power, and Dark Cuisine makes him practically a bioweapon master. What's Diane Wei, what's Iron Man? All weaklings next to Master Dehei. This is the true divine general, the ultimate answer to survival in the mine tunnel. I look at Dehei, still waiting kindly for my command, and my gaze shifts entirely. The look one gives an unparalleled treasure. All disappointment and anger vanished. Master Dehei, I call out, voice trembling, rushing over to grip the hand holding the ladle. A kitchen, we'll build one immediately. Tell me what materials you need. What are we eating tonight? Braised pork, a big serving. Dehei's kind smile in my eyes is no less than an angel's radiance. Don't worry, I promise. Patting my chest. A kitchen, there must be one. I'll build the best one right away. Though I don't yet have a decent house, so I'm boasting first and worrying later. Dehei appreciates the enthusiasm and chuckles that it doesn't need to be anything fancy. Just a stove will do, because where there is fire, miracles can be made. A stove, no problem. I spring into action without another word, opening the backpack and piling the accumulated stone material on the ground into a small hill of dozens of pieces. Dehei walks around it twice with his hands behind his back like a foreman, gestures at the ground with his professional ladle, and directs me to build it a bit higher here, leave a vent, flat on top for pots. I go to work hauling stones, stacking walls, leaving an opening for the fire, and although I have zero construction experience, I have enough strength and the stones are reasonably regular. After 10+ minutes of clanging, a crooked but sturdy stone stove stands in the corner of the mine tunnel. Dehei pats it, nods in satisfaction, tells me I've worked hard and to leave the rest to him. Then the miracle scene unfolds. Dehei reaches into the apron pocket of his chef's uniform and rummages around. The pocket looks ordinary, but what he pulls out nearly pops my eyes. A piece of prime pork belly, about 2 caddies, good balance of lean and fat, marbling clear, materializes in his hand out of thin air. Where on earth did he conjure that from? Is his apron Doraemon's 4th-dimensional pocket? And that isn't all. He slaps the pork belly onto the stove and reaches in again. A large iron pot, a packet of salt, a bottle of soy sauce, a small bag of rock sugar, star anise, bay leaves, a small bundle of dried chilies, various seasonings pulled out one by one and lined up neatly beside the stove. I'm utterly dumbfounded. I finally understand the value of 1 meal per day. This isn't cooking, this is creating something from nothing. Dehei is oblivious to my country bumpkin stare. He takes out his gleaming ladle, clang clang clang, cuts the pork belly into uniform pieces, takes the flint I have, lights the wood in the stove, flames rise and illuminate his confident face. The pieces go in, the sizzle and rich meaty aroma instantly fills the entire tunnel. Soy sauce, rock sugar, spices go in sequence, and the aroma becomes even more potent, even more captivating. My stomach growls uncooperatively. After the burger at noon and an hour of mining, I'm already hungry. My mouth bland, and the heavenly aroma of braised pork drags saliva out of me. It smells soul-snatching. While Dehei focuses on the stew, I force myself to look away. I still have an important job. I open the trading platform. Goal clear. Softened beast hide. 2 more for the super bed. Plenty of listings. Prices high. Mostly water or several portions of bread. I think for a moment and shout in the area channel. Food for softened beast hide. 1 portion per hide. First come first served. A private message immediately lands. B2 4567 says, brother, I'll trade. Just killed a rabbit monster that dropped a hide and I was wondering what to do with it. Deal, I reply. The trade goes through, plus 1 softened beast hide, minus 1 rye bread. Another DM lands immediately from B2 6899, who offers a fox hide. Deal, 2 softened beast hide acquired. I take the opportunity to ask whether the monsters they fought were strong. B2 4567 says, not really. Just a big rabbit hit it a few times with the pickaxe and it died. B2 6899 says the fox was fast but fragile, lured it to a corner and finished it in a few hits. I get it. Day 1 monsters aren't terribly strong, mostly beast type, giving players a grace period to adapt. I glance at the area channel's counter in the upper right. 9,999 out of 9,999. No one has died. I relax a bit but don't dare drop my guard. Everything is ready. I close chat and focus on crafting. I open the comfortable single bed blueprint and watch every material count turn green. Wood 30/30, softened beast hide 5/5, cotton 10/10. Now's the time. I press craft. A soft gold light rises in front of me. All the materials vanish, and within the glow a comfortable single bed slowly coalesces. The frame sturdy wood, the base a thick snow-white cotton mattress, topped by a smooth softened beast hide sheet. Done. I check the attributes. Comfortable single bed, quality green, effect 1 after sufficient sleep, all attributes, plus 1. Effect 2 greatly accelerates stamina and spirit recovery. Described as a bed that lets you forget worries and sweetens even your dreams. Most of the day's fatigue dissipates at the sight. I want to lie down right now and sleep the world upside down. Then my eye catches Dehei busy at the stove. A question pops up. I'm sleeping on the bed, but where does Master Dehei sleep? I can't put a dignified god of cookery on cold hard ground. He notices my glance, turns, still wearing the kind smile, and tells me not to worry, that special existences like him don't need sleep, though if I don't mind he can rest too. He pauses, points the ladle at the cave wall, and smiles somewhat mysteriously, saying tonight he has to stand guard for me. Stand guard, I echo, confused. Aside from mining, shouldn't nothing actively come in here? What's there to guard? He just smiles, wipes the ladle, and says slowly, I'll know in a little while. His words stir a slight unease in my chest. More than an hour passes, and my attention is captivated by the gurgling braised pork in the pot. Soy red sauce thick as honey, every piece of pork belly simmered translucent and jiggly, looking ready to melt at a touch. The aroma permeates every pore, as if lifting my soul. Dehei scoops a piece with his big ladle and holds it out, telling me to try. I ignore the heat and bite in. Skin soft and sticky, fat melting instantly, lean tender and savory, salty yet sweet, the flavor exploding in my mouth. Delicious, impossibly delicious. Tears nearly flowing at the corners of my mouth. I'd never eaten such braised pork in my life. I wolf a piece, pull out the rye bread from my backpack, tear it open and dip it into the thick sauce in the pot. Tear it open and dip it into the thick sauce in the pot. The hard, coarse bread soaks the meat juice, instantly soft, delicious, infinitely flavorful. I devour an entire loaf with sauce like a whirlwind, the day's fatigue and digging soreness vanishing without a trace. Dehei takes a piece of bread and slowly eats too. Apparently he enjoys the food his own skill creates. In this moment, the tunnel is no longer cold and dark. It's filled with warmth and the aroma of food, like a real home. As I enjoy this rare apocalyptic warmth, a system notification sounds without warning in every player's head. Global announcement. Survivors, the daytime adaptation period has ended. Night is about to fall. Although we're underground and can't perceive the passage of time, the system has thoughtfully adjusted our cave so that when night falls, the brightness of the luminous crystals on the ceiling will be reduced to 20%. It wishes everyone a pleasant time playing with their, quote, friendly neighbors, unquote, during the tranquil night. The last sentence with the strange tone and scare quotes sends a chill down my spine. I look up and see the ceiling crystals dimming visibly at a steady rate. The tunnel grows murky, visibility sharply drops, the corners go pitch black, and a sense of unknown oppression fills the air. The regional channel explodes. Someone asks why it suddenly got so dark. Someone asks what friendly neighbor means and says they feel creeped out. Someone curses the broken system for having ill intentions. We mine during the day and now they want trouble at night. Another begs everyone not to panic. Maybe it's just dusk. Don't scare yourselves. Then an analyst jumps in saying the system specifically used scare quotes around friendly neighbors, and that's no good sign that something will actively come looking for us tonight. Maybe monsters, or maybe something else. His words are a bucket of cold water over everyone's heads. Panic spreads through the channel like plague. Monsters will dig their way over, then we're doomed. I don't even have a weapon. Help, who has a weapon? I'll trade food for it. I don't want to die. It's over. My pickaxe broke today and I didn't dig up anything. Am I going to starve and be eaten by monsters? The channel fills with wailing. Reading it, my heart sinks too. I finally understand what Dehei meant by standing watch. In this world, there is no absolute safe zone, and night is the true beginning of the test. But amid the panic, I sense an opportunity. What does everyone lack most right now? A sense of security, a weapon they can hold. I glance at my rusty dagger, attack 1-3. Since I can't draw the longbow, the dagger as a club beats this thing. Trash to me, but a lifeline to those unarmed. I open the trading platform and list the rusty dagger, but I don't want food or materials. I list the request as bed, reclining chair, sofa, or similar items, because Dehei needs somewhere to rest and I can't really let Master Dehei stand all night. The trade request looks strange, even outrageous, but the next second it succeeds. I receive a comfortable reclining chair ×1. Trading a useless broken weapon for furniture isn't much of a loss, since resting well means I keep digging. I pull the chair out, a bit old but usable, place it by the stove, and tell Dehei he's worked hard and to please rest here tonight. Dehei looks at the chair, a warmth flickering in his eyes, and nods thank you, boss. Follower Dehei's favorability increases. Loyalty +5, an unexpected gain. After all that, I finally feel a little more at ease. I sit on the big bed while Dehei leans back in the reclining chair, neither of us speaking, quietly waiting for the unknown. The tunnel grows darker and darker, only the flickering hearth flames providing the last of light and heat. Time creeps. My eyelids start drooping and I'm about to give in to sleep when, shh, Shasha. An extremely faint sound like fingernails scraping rock suddenly comes from behind the left wall. The rustling scrapes at my heart like a dull knife, not loud but clear enough in the dead silence to make my scalp tingle. It's here. The friendly neighbor the system quoted in scare marks is finally coming to visit. I instinctively spring from the bed, grab the miner's gloves and pull them on, and grip the fine longbow that packs attack 25 in my other hand. I can't draw it yet, but holding it brings a false sense of security. Don't panic, boss, a steady voice says beside me. Dehei has risen from his chair at some point, still composed, as if the noise outside is just the kettle boiling in the kitchen. He holds the gleaming ladle in one hand and even smooths his tall chef's hat with the other. Posture impossibly relaxed. Rustle, crack. The sounds grow louder, mixing with faint popping of crumbling rock. I stare at the wall and see fine cracks spreading across the surface, dust and small stones trickling down. Something is trying to force its way out. Master Dehei, I start, voice dry. Small potatoes, he replies calmly, taking 2 steps forward to shield me behind him, adopting a standard walk-flipping stance. Boom, the wall explodes. Outward, broken stones spraying, smoke filling the air, and a massive creature crawls sideways through the shattered opening. Dark red all over, covered in hard carapace reflecting a cold metallic sheen under the hearthlight. 8 thick jointed legs supporting a body over a meter across. And most terrifying, 2 giant pincer-like claws raised high in front like hydraulic shears. A crab. A giant crab bigger than a damn round table. Info floats into view. Rockshell pincer crab weakened version. Green elite. Beast, HP 300. Attack 20. Defense 15. A mutated creature dwelling deep in the mine tunnel, with a carapace hard as rock, and giant pincers that can easily snap steel. It hisses like escaping steam, its bean-sized eyes in the dust locking onto us, and scuttles forward on its 8 legs in an aggressive charge. Its speed isn't fast, but the oppressive force of it would turn an ordinary person's legs to jelly. I instinctively step back 2 paces, nearly tripping. Is this what the system called a friendly neighbor? This is clearly a forced demolition. The massive pincer is about to clamp down. At this critical moment, a white figure flashes past. Dehei moves. He doesn't retreat. He steps in toward the crab, body sinking slightly, ladle cutting a swift whistling arc as it smashes down on the foremost leg, the one charging fastest. Clang, -60. A loud ringing like a hammer on an iron plate echoes through the tunnel. Sparks fly, and the leg, thicker than my arm, takes a visible dent. The crab cries out in a sharp hiss, and its charge stalls. Effective. My heart swells. Master Dehei's ladle is indeed a divine weapon. The crab abandons me, turns to the 2-legged beast that dared provoke it, and snaps its giant pincers down at Dehei's head. If that connects, his head turns to rotten watermelon.